Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Fantactics podcast. My name is Renz, the man that makes sense with every sentence, and I'm in the studio with the one and only octopus of worldwide, my ebullient co-host from long ago, beginning to the end, far and near, chop knuckle, collect handshake, Sabubu Elkun. How they be now?
Well, the FIFA World waiting in the column.
Club World Cup.
It's on, right? And
Yeah.
we see a lot of matches that it depends on the tempo.
Yeah.
We saw Brazilians showing us why they are called the Samba boys.
Yeah. Wow.
And they're putting pay to the European boys. Then we see some players that have decided to throw away their home training and put their teams in problems. But the tournament is going on well, irrespective of the heat and the weather that is being encountered in between matches. And we saw a drab draw in some matches that were played last week. Second round of matches came up. Chelsea that should have won their match and have a match to spare for the round of 16 ended up losing their match against a very good Brazilian side.
Flamengo.
And we know what transpired in that match. Myself and Renz will talk about it.
Yeah.
The European champions,
PSG
another
also.
Brazilian team put pay to what they could do. Real Madrid played their first match. They drew. It was a very, very tight match.
Against Al Hilal.
Yes, and they had the penalty to win the match, and they threw it away from a player that hardly loses a penalty kick. Then we saw an African team, the Mamelodi Sundowns, the Brazilians of South Africa. They won their first match, but over the weekend they were put
in their place.
Yes, you saw the the efficient Germans. Even if they would try to come back in that match, the match ended 4-3. Then we saw a glimpse of what Man City would show us next season. When they are unleashed. We saw the UAE club collected. Yes. Not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but six.
And we saw, of course, a statement performance from most of their players.
Yes.
Claudio Echeverri scoring a free kick. And Rodri was back on the pitch for the final 30 minutes of the game. So Haaland was scored from the penalty spot. And generally, Gundogan was a menace. And generally, everybody was looking good. The defense was imperious. Kusanov, Akonji, and Vadiol. Everybody was on point. Their new signing, Aït-Nouri, was bumping up and down the left flank. I think the only person that does not take that might have lost a little credit in the bank was Matheus Nunes. But generally, City were really looking impressive. And the Club World Cup so far has, given rival, clubs, rival managers an opportunity to have a glimpse of what the coaches and clubs might present to them next season.
Yeah.
Alonso, for instance, he's trying to implement his blueprint at Madrid, and Hansi Flick and Diego Simeone will likely be looking at this is what we expect.
That Real Madrid match that was played on Sunday. Who did they play again? I think they played the Mexican club.
Yes, Pachuca.
The Pachuca, they got a red card in that match in the first 10 minutes, but I loved the way they managed
the game.
I call that match a team that was efficient in front of goal, because they knew they were one man down, and for every opportunity they had to take it. Because if one thing about football, once your opportunities comes, you don't take it, it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
And remember, they're Real Madrid, they have the experience. You understand?
Yeah.
Compared to Pachuca that is from North America. No disrespect to their club football there, but this is Real Madrid we're talking about.
No be lie. Yeah.
Then we saw Esperance of Tunis. They played very well in that match, but we can't, Africa. The African teams have not really given a full account of themselves, but they've played good football. Then, and that the teams that have impressed me in this tournament are the South American teams, the Brazilian team, the Argentine teams, Boca Juniors, and River Plate.
As it stands, I think Esperance could go through depending on what happens with
They
Chelsea.
have to beat Chelsea to go through.
Depends on what happens with Chelsea. You understand? Which, from what we have seen from Chelsea's last game against Botafogo, is not an impossible
Was it
task.
Botafogo they played, or Flamengo?
Oh, Flamengo, sorry.
Flamengo.
Chelsea played
And the
Flamengo. My
trolling was out
apologies.
of, man.
Yes.
Those Brazilians are mean. I thought Nigerians were worse, but
No, they were not that impressive. But Chelsea played lethargically, and I won't blame them. The European teams seem to be struggling with the temperatures
the heat.
in the continental US
And
right now.
remember, Jude Bellingham talked about the pitch, that the ball does not flow on the pitch, instead the ball bounces.
Oh, okay. Well, but so far we seem to see them struggling physically
Yes.
against the Arabs, against the South Americans, against the Africans who are used to this kind of temperatures.
But apart from the temperature, would you say the long season that they play?
No,
because most people are saying long season, but statistically, when I looked at those Brazilian teams, they played more matches than the European teams. Even those European, those teams in Europe that were playing in European competitions.
But they have more structured breaks.
Yes.
They have more structured, their season is structured in a way where they play a lot of games, but they play them in batches, and they have holidays to rest in between, times. So it really gives them, an opportunity to be physically rested better than their counterparts in Europe. That's really a point to look out for, because most of these players might suffer the ill effects of this excursion to the US when the season resumes. But looking generally at some talking points from the Club World Cup, I just want us to take a few talking points before we head for our short break. First of it, the new players on the scene at the Club World Cup. We have seen Joe Bellingham announce himself for Dortmund. He scored, prompting his own brother to respond with a goal too, because it be like in a family quarrel or competition, as the case may be.
Okay.
We also saw Claudio Echeverri make his debut. We have also seen the likes of Trent. We have seen Ait Nouri. We have seen Delap debut for their
Chelsea,
clubs so far. So some people
we also saw Trent. He was part of the second or third goal Madrid scored over the weekend.
So far so good. How are the new signings looking at the Club World Cup?
Well, I would say they are bedding in gradually, but the Club World Cup will not really give us a holistic picture of what you expect. Like I'm looking forward to seeing what Delap is going to do in the Premiership. Now he's playing in a superior team compared to the team that he played for, that were very direct. And I don't know how direct Chelsea would be this season. But if Chelsea plays close to what that directness that Ipswich was playing, then he would be a very, very good acquisition for this season. For Man City, take it or leave it, Man City is Man City. Man City is Man City. So anybody that takes them for granted is at their own peril this season. Trust me for that. For Borussia Dortmund, Bellingham, his name is what? Job Bellingham would perform. Because I realized one thing about the Bundesliga and the Premiership. Fans-wise, they have the same passion.
Supporters.
Football-wise on the pitch, the Bundesliga is a bit a slower version of the Premiership. You understand?
Yeah.
It's a slower version of the Premiership. When I mean a slower version, in the sense that tactically they're almost similar, only that the Premiership has that high intensity. But
physicality.
Yes, but for the Italian Serie A, it's just strictly tactical. I think the players in the Serie A just want to score more goals, because last season the goals in Serie A last season was among the highest in the past 20 years. They scored so much goals. Defenses were thrown into the dustbin. You get what I'm talking about?
I thought they used to prioritize defensive.
Yeah, but they were scoring goals for fun last season.
I think there was a general drop in quality in some of the top teams because of the uncertainty, change of managers, the
Yeah,
flux,
a lot
and
of
all that.
teams were switching managers
Yeah.
as they were switching their own deals. You understand? So you blame them for that.
Yeah.
So Premiership, we've not really seen the best of the best.
Okay.
You understand? The Wizkid from Germany has come in. Frimpong has come in. There's another player they want to buy. Zumabendi is a deal already for Arsenal. Then they're looking at buying between Sesko and Goretzka, or whatever they call their names.
Okay.
Then it's between Rodri and that Brazilian and that Spanish guy that plays for Bilbao, the Williams guy.
Williams.
But it's likely his mind is tilted towards the Catalan team, Barcelona.
Okay. We are still going to look at transfers.
And so as it is, the Club World Cup is showing us a lot of things we should expect when the season starts. But when the season starts, the style of football we are seeing is not what we are going to see then. Because now it's going to be
more competitive.
I
think it's still competitive, but
it is competitive, but everybody's being careful.
Okay.
Because any injury you get now, you're going to miss the start of the season. And every footballer's dream is to have a proper preseason.
Set up yourself and go into the new
once
season.
You come in, that's why most players that are bought transfer deadline, they tend to take time to peak until probably like November and December. So some players are just, I don't know. Let's talk about your guy.
So Sabu, we were talking about the lap, and we saw that he was substituted for the man he's competing directly with for a starting slot.
For a man that should be getting 20 plus goals easily every season. Because of the team he plays for.
Jackson was subbed on, and then he sent himself off. Because I would say he sent himself off.
It is unacceptable.
So now, I want to ask you categorically, if you are the board, if you are the Chelsea manager, are you looking at moving on Jackson?
I will not move him. You'll be there but I'll give him a salary cut.
Contracts. Jackson just negotiated a new contract, by the way.
I don't know why they gave him that long contract. And you can see what is happening.
Okay, so Sabubu, I'm saying, Juventus, Napoli have been rumored with interest in Jackson. So
they don't have the money to pay his salary. See,
he's not earning that much. I think it's about.
See, let me tell you something about it. We both know how this thing works. A transfer fee might be much.
Yeah.
And your salary might be small.
Yeah.
And if transfer fee might be small and your salary might be high. See, Zinchenko of Arsenal. Milan are making a bid of 20 million. But Milan is very difficult to negotiate his salary
with him.
Because salary is high. But that 20 million is fantastic business for Arsenal. So a Jackson now is going to a Napoli that what about if they have the money to pay for his transfer fees?
I mean,
and they cannot pay for his salary.
I don't see why they can't pay for his salary. They have a high earning Lukaku. They negotiated a lucrative contract with De Bruyne.
No, see, those things are already taking chunk of the money. That's why if some clubs
they just won the Scudetto.
The money generated in the Italian Serie A, the person winning Serie A will not get the money that the person that was relegated the Premiership will get.
No, that will even win the playoff championship.
So what I'm talking about?
No, but I understand that. So I'm saying, this is the second time he has many games that Jackson has, come on and has cost his team.
Yes.
Because that match was still salvageable. It was 2-1. And, although the momentum had already swung in favor of Flamengo, but it was possible that Chelsea could come back into that game, and then Jackson just came on after about how many minutes? Barely 8 minutes. He got himself sent off. So you're the manager, will you be looking on, okay, this is the transfer window. I mean, this guy is looking very rational. What do? We can sell him and get in another striker.
You know what? Selling him will not do the job. I think Chelsea needs to get a psychologist to sit him down. They'll play the videos of this madness. So he sees it. So when they play that, I tell him, you see, what you are doing is wrong. What you are doing is wrong. Because I don't know, I'm not a Chelsea fan, but I love Jackson. I see the way he plays.
Jackson has a lot of potential. There's no doubt about it.
Jackson He can be like Thierry Henry. His runs.
He cannot.
No, his runs. See,
he cannot.
See, listen, please. I know what I'm saying. So, see, Maresca is the problem.
No, that one we'll get to.
So Maresca has to put him in place.
We'll get to
Don't
that.
you see the way he runs? See, Chelsea in transition.
Yes.
With Jackson is a dangerous team.
It's a dangerous team until you give him the final pass.
You know when he wants to shoot, but he use leg.
Guys, I can tell you categorically as a Chelsea fan, Jackson has potential, but if I would rather play him either on the right wing where Chelsea are trying to find a solution unsuccessfully so far, whether it's in getting Bino Gittins or getting the right winger.
Is another player that needs confidence.
No, we are not talking about Madueke now. Those ones are. I'm just saying that right wing spot. You either put Jackson there, where he can, run and miss balls, where he's not not the final chance finisher, or maybe run there and run to another club. But I don't think he's the man to start in that centre forward position, and I guess that's why Chelsea are still being linked with the likes of Kitike and other strikers. And Randall Kolomwani. We'll see how that unfolds, talking about who is being linked with who when we come back from this short break. We'll look into the transfers and we'll still get another juicy gist where they come up. Don't go anywhere. Take this time to follow Fantactics Podcast on all social media platforms. Thank you.
Okay, the FIFA Kinikon
Club World Cup.
Yes. Has gotten to the crucial stage where they are playing the last group matches, where the matches we played simultaneously. So there's no cheating. Some teams already have been eliminated, like Los Angeles FC have been knocked out. So their last match is more for pride.
Attendance. They want to sign attendance.
So tell me the matches that we have Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Okay. So on Tuesday, Inter Miami, the GOATs FC, will be taking on Palmeiras. Where Messinho will finally get to share the pitch with Messi. That's a fixture to watch out for.
That's that the other group match will take place the same time.
Yeah. So FC Porto, Al Ali will also be ongoing.
As it is in that match, Inter Miami and what's the one, the Brazilian
Palmeiras,
team, they need a draw to qualify.
Yes.
So whatever the other two teams play will not really matter.
So yeah. So
has Porto won any match in this tournament?
I think Porto has picked up a win. No.
Two draws.
Yes, Porto drew with Palmeiras and then they lost to Inter Miami.
So that means both teams need a draw.
They lost to Messi.
They need to draw to go.
Yeah. So Auckland City Boca Juniors, another European fixture that will be coming up in the Club World Cup is Benfica, the Portuguese side, facing off with Bayern Munich. So
as it is, Boca Juniors needs to win by a large scoreline. You understand? So irrespective of what Benfica plays with Bayern, Boca will go through. You understand?
Yeah. So
you were saying something.
Yeah. So I think for the Argentines who have also, made a good representation.
They lost that match to Bayern at the 10 minutes.
So actually, Bayern's quality shone through for that fixture, but so far so good. They have given a good account of themselves, and they will be fancying, this as an opportunity to finally, get a result that might see them stand the chance against the welders, the truck drivers, and the.
No comment. Continue.
From New Zealand. Yes, thank you very much. On Wednesday, we are going to see Esperance de Tunis take on Chelsea.
Wait, let me pause you. You see that match, Esperance Sportive of Tunis. They're one of the few African teams that I love at heart. Why do I say so? My first real experience of watching African Champions League match was Esperance versus Zamalek.
Is it this one not Esperance?
I'm giving an example.
Okay.
This is my Esperance Sportive.
Okay, yeah, Esperance
against Zamalek at that El Mensa Stadium. Back then, it was a match that I love the way they played. I like their jersey. It's kind of attractive. It has that gold, black, and all. And they're a well-run club. They've won the African Champions League a couple of times. I repeat, if Chelsea do not take that match serious,
Colette.
Esperance will embarrass them. Because they've not been bad at all this season.
Anyways, I don't think Chelsea are new to embarrassment. So
No, not to an African team because
that will be a new low.
It go loud.
And I'm sure the African rival fans, they are ready with their Tiger Kickstarter to drag anything draggable. Moving on from Chelsea, Los Angeles FC will be signing their final attendance against an impressive Flamengo.
We all know how that match will end.
So they'll likely Giroud go see Colette. So by the way, Flamengo is coached by an ex Atletico Madrid, ex Chelsea player. So if you know, you know. If you don't know, no worry. Also that night going down will be Mamelodi Sundowns versus Fluminense and Borussia Dortmund versus Ulsan HDFC.
Mamelodi Sundowns needs a straight win.
Well, will they be able to get it against Fluminense?
And those Fluminense are something else, man.
So these are the things we are seeing. You know, like we said, these are the people that suit themselves. Africans versus South Americans, high temperature, equatorial people. So let them go and battle it down. On Thursday, we are going to see another high quality fixture in Inter Milan versus River Plate.
Okay.
So far, so good. If you notice, the Argentine, Brazilian teams have been able to draw very huge crowds. Yes, so we are going to see another charged atmosphere, and of course the US.
Inter needs that
the US is also a place that has a lot of
Latinos,
a lot Spanish, of Italian, Spanish, Latinos, Brazilian. So we are going to see Lumen Field being filled up with a lot of fans. So hopefully we enjoy a very good spectacle from that match. Urawa Red Diamonds will also play Monterrey, that features, an evergreen Sergio Ramos in defense.
Have they lost a match in this tournament?
For Monterrey,
yeah,
I've not really followed up their games. So
they drew their first match against
I reckon they might have picked up a winner, but I'm not really sure because I've not watched them. I think they drew with River Plate.
And they drew with Inter Milan.
They drew with River Plate. Okay, yeah.
Their first match was Inter.
Yes, they drew with Inter Milan. So far, they just have 2 points.
So they need to win the last match.
They need to win this game, which might actually see them sneak through.
Against who
if they beat bloody Red Diamond, their nose.
They'll bloody
so that's another thing. Another high quality fixture to look out for is Juventus versus Manchester City. Juventus are also
that match. I look at both teams to score because both teams have been on red hot form.
And actually, Juventus have been looking kind of impressive so far.
Yeah.
So maybe we will also see them return back to form and challenge for the Serie A, just like Man City. These are two behemoths that have been on the ground. So, good luck to them. Wydad Casablanca versus Al Ain. Two Arab clubs are going to be battling it out.
I give it to Wydad Casablanca.
To Wydad.
Yes.
Wydad.
Yes, Anin is UAE club.
They are not.
They are playing football.
Okay, no problem. I think if I'm not mistaken, Al Ain is the club that featured the youngest player at this current Club World Cup, who happens to be a Nigerian. Bros, the way where you take Waka reach that side. Congratulations to you, Sha.
Okay.
And well done. And then on Friday we have Al Hilal versus Pachuca, Salzburg versus Real Madrid. I'm sure we both know which teams will pick up a straight win in that fixture. So that's that for the Club World Cup. Eyes glued, fingers crossed, and we see how the teams shape up for the round of 16 fixtures. We'll quickly look at some transfer news, rumors, and gossip. I even have another gossip that I've been saying. Sabubu has been begging me, don't bring it here, don't bring it here.
No, we're going to bring it up.
But I say no, I'm stubborn. We have to discuss this. So just quickly, let's look at the transfer market, what's happening, who is looking at going where. We're talking about movement in the market.
Okay.
Zubimendi has been announced for Arsenal. That has been signed and sealed. Florian Wirtz signed and sealed. We also heard that Chelsea have made a move for Randal Kolomwani to rival Juventus for the signing of the French striker from Eintracht, from PSG. Sorry, No mind me. Now I tracking go PSG. My brain just the when you know too much of this information, sometimes your brain go just the touch. So how do you see that move? A good one for Chelsea. I told you that Jackson might leave, but you know they believe me. They
Well,
don't they find replacement for I go collect red card. They don't define new striker now.
as it is, I believe Juventus might win that race.
Okay, based on he's comfortable
He's
there.
comfortable there. He has played half a season there, and they need him more.
They need him more than Chelsea.
Yes.
Okay, well, we are going to move with the flow. Manchester United are being rumored to be in the race for Victor Osimhen alongside Liverpool, who have kind of cooled their interest in Alexander Isak, but have initiated talks for a defender.
Osimhen is a cheaper option for Liverpool compared to Isak, because Isak, the starting price is 150 million pounds.
That's crazy. That's really crazy.
Well, everybody knows he, as it is, in quote, is an elite Premiership striker now. He has bedded into the league. Maybe he has overcome his injury. For Osimhen is the standing. See, for Osimhen's transfer, it is not the transfer fee that is the problem.
What's the problem?
It is his personal terms.
Personal terms.
Because he has been spoiled in Turkey.
I don't think he's basically spoiled.
It is 75 million euros, not pounds. That's his transfer fee.
Yeah.
That's
about
there,
65 million
pounds. It has
pounds.
been there for the past 2 years. Everybody knows his transfer fee. It is personal terms that is the issue, because even the Saudi Arabian club that wanted him, they have issues with the transfer fees.
They didn't even have issues with personal terms. They are offering him almost 3 times what any European team will offer him.
It is what he wants. And he feels he still has a lot to offer in
the top.
That is why he's
dragging leg.
He's pussyfooting. Let me use that word.
I don't think he's pussyfooting. I think he knows what he wants, and he's willing to wait for the right opportunity to materialize.
Let me tell you something. Our viewers, if United were playing the Champions League next season,
I don't think he'll think twice.
Would have gone to United time ago.
I think even if Man U goes for him, I could see him backing himself to be able to fire them into European competition.
Right now, as it is, every elite player wants to play
in the Champions League. And Osimhen is an elite player.
If Spurs come today and say, do you have the 75 million? He will go to Spurs.
He will go to Spurs, of course. I think so too.
The Champions League is a benchmark for him.
So I think that's why he's waiting. He's not really pussyfooting, but he's holding out for a proper move. Yeah,
he would go to Liverpool.
Okay.
Even if Chelsea comes today for him, and they're willing to pay
his wages,
what he earns presently, he will go.
I think basically that like you said, maybe his wages, personal terms might be the issue, but like we say, we just keep our eyes open and see how that unravels. I was talking about Liverpool going in for a defender. So Chelsea had initially been hoping to get Maguire from Crystal Palace to marshal their defense, but it is rumored that with the departure of Jairo Kwanzaa to Bayer Leverkusen, Liverpool are looking to get in Maguire as a partner for Van Dijk.
Like the Real Madrid of England.
I am practically scared for the competition in the Premier League, because Liverpool's squad is looking increasingly scary. But no worry, we no go talk about that one. That one day for side, because those guys, I don't know, it's looking like it's not going to be a competition any longer. So I'm sorry for us, the rest of us. Arsenal are still battling on how to get both their right winger and their striker. We don't know what's up with them. They are still signing midfielders. If you look now, even the nearest team that we are here in the transfer market is Arsenal want another midfielder. I don't know what's up with them. They have also been linked with Noni Madueke. Not Noni Madueke, Noni Madueke from Chelsea. So we could also keep an eye on that. They know they've shamed to collect Chelsea players. Kepa is already going to do backup. So Madueke still go do backup. I don't know whether they do live band for Arsenal. They just decide people for backup.
But you know, there's a scenario that might take place that people are not seeing. Why do I say so? Arsenal might likely side Sesko and Gyökeres together. The way it's going,
I think it's highly unlikely.
With the way they're negotiating, you know why? Because from the terms of the transfer fees, both will cost about 150 million.
I think Arsenal,
and they're going to sell some players. They will allow some players go.
I think,
and they're very healthy for
Yes, sir.
PSR.
I think, and I would back myself to be correct on that. I would. I think Arsenal can't afford to sign both of them. Arsenal are negotiate keeping their options open because they might have to ditch one for the other. And so they are keeping talks alive in both camps to ensure that if we can't find an agreement here, we just go. Their primary target is Sesko because he's younger, he's 22, he has a high ceiling, he's here to fulfill his potential.
He
But
has
the
the
release
height,
clause,
the kind of
they hide for Ateta's corners and set pieces. But Gyökeres is the most surer option to give you results. He has played in the English leagues,
Championship. So
in the Champions League, in the Championship. Sorry, so he has proven himself in the Champions League in Portugal. So that he's going to give you results. Sesko is more like an unknown entity.
Yes,
he's coming from the Bundesliga. We all know that it has not always worked out crossing from there. So Arsenal will still be mulling over their options, but I reckon they will go for one or the other, not both of them. Money no too plenty like that.
But let's see how it goes first.
Yeah.
Then the gist we want to have.
Yeah. I was going to Barcelona, where Barcelona are looking to bring in Nico Williams. Is very close to being announced to come and partner his bestie.
It's a done deal.
To partner his bestie, who is Lamine Yamal.
The bestie is not in Spain presently.
Where is he?
It's in Brazil.
Brazil.
They call it Brazil.
So, okay, Brazil. Okay.
And he's
Brazil. Okay.
He is in Brazil doing what adults do.
What do adults do?
He's partying with the party boy.
So, Sabubu, I was saying I was going to talk about transfer first before I go into that. So, about Barcelona, Barcelona are looking to bring in a right winger, So, that's going to cause a little movement in their midfield because bringing in Nico Williams, Rafinha might have to move to 10, Dani Olmo and Fermin Lopez. Somebody will suffer. Somebody might have to be sold. And then Joan Garcia has come in, goalkeeper position. And now Wahala don burst test again. No one comot. Galatasaray dey bid for am. Say come start. He say no, I wan start Wahala. So that's something to look out for. And then which brings us to our main gist that I was talking about. Lamine Yamal is in Brazil partying, as you dey call am, holidaying with his idol. I don't know what they are doing on holiday. But this week, a lot of controversy has emerged surrounding the 17-year-old Barcelona and Spanish sensation. And it is off-field antics. This one no be football. We all know Lamine has been making headlines for the right reasons. This time around, now because of women. Now, earlier on, he was sighted in Italy with a 29-year-old OnlyFans model. No, a 30-year-old woman was senior am by 12 years. He was on holiday in Italy with her. The vibe. Incon they talk say they are just friends. If I don't know well, I go to say that boy na Bini boy. So he was sighted on holiday with an OnlyFans model called Fati Vasquez. See how she fine. They look am good. Now this week, an interview was aired on a Spanish TV show that an adult movie actress, him and Lamine, they get argument, say Lamine, na reach out to me, na me reach out to Lamine. Adult, that one, the OnlyFans model was 30 years old. This adult actress is 29 years old. This one 11 years. Big things, Nemo like. Now, he's in Brazil. He's partying with Neymar. And we all know that, as far as role models go and idols go, Neymar is somebody that you say, he has lived below his potential. What could have been? Neymar is so talented. So I don't know. The lifestyle Lamine is living, do you see him living up to his potential?
Well, I would say one thing. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
What do you mean by that, Sabubu? The enemy of your enemy is your friend. Okay, please. The viewers want to understand, even me. So tell them.
Because as it is, Neymar is a player that should be loved.
Okay.
But he's hated.
Nobody hates Neymar.
A lot of people don't like him because of his antics and all. That was the heir to European football and world football.
The heir to Messi and Ronaldo,
Yes,
probably.
after the whole thing. But what did we see? He left Barca, went to PSG,
Flattered to deceive.
and at the end of the day, he ended up in Saudi
Arabia, where he played less than a dozen games.
Only God knows where he is presently. That's why I said the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Now, in the sense that Lamine is there, which he is not supposed to be there, but he's friends to him because he's looking at him like a role model.
I mean, so now we all know that the structure of Barcelona's academy tries to teach their players prudence, humility.
This one gets blocked.
No flamboyance. They wear black boots, no tattoos.
Did you see the
normal haircut?
You saw the press conference he did where his face
cap was turned to the back. So, but Lamine is 17 years old. Okay, let's for instance
20,
look at
20 years old.
Stop. Who does say it?
On the British tabloids.
Una go the confused person. No be 17 years now.
A 17 years old will not be performing what is performing
on the pitch
everywhere.
Away. Please, I was not among. That's how move about you hear saying they perform everywhere. He now musician. Okay, that's like Lamine Yamal. All right, I'm not there. So now he's not the archetypical Barcelona academy graduate.
Have you seen it?
Look at Gavi. Look at Pedri.
Wait.
Look at Pau Kubasi.
It's a family.
Balde.
Have you seen his father?
Tell me about his father.
His father has a small girlfriend too.
So this is where they thought say family.
It's like father like son.
So they didn't catch.
In fact, let's leave Lamine. As it is right there, we hope for the best for him. Yeah. Right? And the Club World Cup that Barca are not playing, it's a blessing in disguise. In the next 2-3 weeks, preseason starts for a lot of clubs. I don't know how these clubs that played in this tournament would cope. But we want the best for him because we have not seen the best of him yet.
Hopefully.
And if there's anything that destroys a footballer, is partying and the opposite sex. Romario, Ronaldinho, Ronaldo,
Adriano.
Thank you. And these are
Neymar.
And it's typical with Brazilian players. South American players. Argentine players are very disciplined. I don't know how they do it. But now he's tilting towards to be like a Brazilian player. So
hopefully we see a scenario where the higher ups at Barcelona, his senior teammates can call him to order, counsel him, and make him focus. I mean, he's a young man. Nobody's saying don't enjoy your life, but you have to factor in your future and discipline yourself, make it for no good loss. Because we all want to see him, fulfill his potential. All this in what they talk, not because we hate Lamine. I mean, we want him to, do the right thing and enjoy his football and have a long career. Imagine Messi now, they play Club World Cup 37, maybe 38 years. He just celebrated his 38th birthday. So see Ronaldo is going strong at 40 years. Sergio Ramos, Pepe, the likes of them, they are having a very long and, exciting career. James Milner and the likes are still playing football at top level up until now. So we want to see him able to have that kind of longevity, not like Neymar or maybe Hazard. Hazard was not a party animal, but maybe he wasn't disciplined in his lifestyle. So these are some of the things we say can change. Barcelona, Mona go need that boy down, Mona flog him. Because in Nigeria now, you go do frog jump. Coach go, you go collect. But now Spain. So he don't make money pass in Papa. Wait till you want tell him. Nothing. Well, that is that on the show for today. Rumors reaching us from the far and wide reaches, corners, nooks and crannies of the internet. We say some people there where they spy our show, but they know they follow us.
Please.
I know they verse.
Well, let me beg them.
Okay. Beg me. You won't beg them.
No, when I beg them, I'll beg you.
Okay.
Our YouTube channel is there. Our Facebook page is there. Our Instagram handle is there. Kindly follow us on that platform. For YouTube, we beg of you, subscribe.
So, guys, we recently hit 3K followers on Instagram. Congratulations to us. Clap for us, clap for us, clap for us, clap for us. Yes, thank you very much.
And
but this growth, we hit 5K on Facebook a couple of months back. We have now hit 3K on Instagram. But funny enough, our YouTube still dey struggle to reach 1K.
Just support us on YouTube.
I beg. Those of now they follow us for Instagram, they follow us for Facebook. Mona, go YouTube, go do the needful. Thank you very much. Until we come back next show, won't quickly give our birthday shout out to the Jagaban, the godfather, the grandfather of Nigerian
the grand
comedy.
Commander of
GCFR, the Grand Commander. No, he's actually the Grand Commander of the Federal Republic. He's also the Grand Commander of the Comedy Republic of Nigeria. Happy birthday to you, Sir Ali Baba.
He'll be 60, or he's 60 today.
He's 60. Congratulations to you, sir. We appreciate all your contributions to the era of humor and the industry of laughter. God bless you, sir. Long life and prosperity from the Fantastics podcast crew. We know you are an avid lover of the game of football, and we appreciate you for all your support. One day, sir, we go like see you balance with us on top of the show, make you bless us with some of your wisdom, some of your humor, and some of your insights on the beautiful round leather game.
So till we meet you next week, stay blessed.